back in the shed. West here is Koala sightings.
We're on a sheep production property. The Landholders hosting a field day today called Thunderbolt's Woodlands, restoring woodland bird habitat and koala habitat. These days are really important. When people embark on restoring or enhancing, revegetating, sometimes they lack confidence. How do I start? Why am I doing this? So it's great for people to go out and have a look at some plantings, different ages we've seen today, and look at different techniques. There's some first principles that we need to follow, but then people develop their own practice, and that's what works for them. And so it's great to go and see a landholder's practice and get some ideas from that.
From up here you can sort of see what we've stuck coming down the ridge here. We're basically for the windbreaks. That was an earlier planting in 2014, I think, just for a bit of a windbreak to the shed where it was situated here. The wind comes howling between these 2 points. A mix in the middle and more so concentrated the trees through the centre. With a mix, we're still with a slight.
From what we're finding, the benefits to linking up your remnants, to doing revegetation, there's sort of the intangible benefits. People are measuring them now, researchers are measuring them. They call them environmental services, but it's the insects, the parasitic wasps, the birds that are managing pests in pastures. From what Gordon was saying, if you can put aside 30% of your land and not lose any production return, obviously that will vary between landscapes, but you actually enhance your productive capacity by bringing biodiversity back into your landscape. There's a lot of research going on to support this. It makes complete sense to me that bringing trees and shrubs and ground covers back into a landscape in a way that suits your whole farm plan and your production goals. It's more aesthetic, it's a nicer place to work in, it's better for your animals, it can increase your property value. You can be very strategic as to where you place them. Gathering together and sharing ideas, and the discussions we've had today where people get to ask questions and they really get to nut it out. I mean, there's the first principles, but then there's the subtlety of, making sure that you're giving that plant every chance of success. And so it does drill down to some detail, but it means people are developing their own practice on their own properties that suits their landscape.
We're at a place called No Man's Land, which is off the back of Richard Munsie's property, our host for today, a particularly lovely remnant of bushland and a great place for lunch. To use an expression, that's the bread and butter of what our project's about, which is a great opportunity to get people that are enthusiastic towards koala conservation together at one time out on a property where they can see and hear and listen to what's going on and share ideas and proceed with their own plans in how they're going to contribute, whether it's putting koala habitat on a small block of land or a larger block of land, or contributing through koala care, or even just knowing how to report koala sightings. Tremendously valuable for the project.
It's really important when you're designing plantings for koalas to make sure you take into account other native animals, other mammals and birds that will utilise that habitat. Because what's actually happened in the Gunnedah Basin, there's a lot of unoccupied habitat now for koalas, because probably from 2009 until the present day, 2023, we estimate roughly that we've lost about 90% of the koalas in the Gunnedah Basin. Now that is an extraordinary rate of loss of species and almost unprecedented. Whenever I speak with landholders, I try and make sure that they look around them at what's in that landscape that they're intending to do the plantings, and to use endemic species, that are local to the area. A bit of a succession plan. You actually share your knowledge with people. That's what it's all about, to actually engage people and to impress upon them how important decent native habitat is. It's just invaluable.